Hey guys, how you doing? It's your girl Nicole from Dogo Argentino, USA. And I am sitting at home. Oh, maybe I should turn the TV off here. There we go. I was watching a kaiju movie, one of my favorites. So we dropped off Zeus at the orthopedic surgeon this morning, and he is in surgery as we speak. They are doing a complete knee replacement on his left rear knee. And we are going to find out hopefully soon how it went, because to a certain degree they don't know how bad the damage is until they actually do surgery and can look at the actual physical structure, because it's all soft tissues. And they don't do MRIs, they do x-rays and try to determine as best they can what's wrong, but they don't actually know for sure until they cut into the dog, unfortunately. So if you guys have been following my channel, then you know that Zeus is in for this major knee replacement surgery, which ended up being significantly less expensive than I was fearing it would be. Just for cost purposes, we're outside DC, and it's going to be just under $6,000 to do the surgery. And then they want us to take him to rehab 2 times a week to do swimming exercises for about 4 months. So that'll end up being probably another $3,000 or $4,000 in total. So it'll probably be about $10,000. Now, fortunately, because I have a disabled relative that lives with me, I don't have to pay somebody to watch the dog, because we're not supposed to leave him unsupervised alone, ideally for at least 2 months, not alone at all, at even for a minute. And then between month 3 and month 6, we can kennel him for longer periods. We have built a ramp outside the house that's going to go from basically the internal part of our house down through the garage. It's like an 8-foot long ramp, just so that we can transition him without doing stairs, because they say stairs are very, very hard on a knee replacement. Now, the surgeon was very clear with us that knee replacement is a pretty good solution as long as you can get through the rehab. So what the problem is, in kind of layperson terms, the knee this way was not stable. And putting the plate there, they're putting in a medical plate, which means as the locomotion is forward, it keeps the knee from buckling in or out. It's creating stability that way. And they are shaving down the bone, putting a metal plate in that only allows the knee to locomotive forward or locomote backwards, so that the dog can ambulate properly. But as you guys know, Dogo Argentinos are a large, white, muscular hunting dog. They are crazy. They're hard to restrain. And, I'm normally not a drinker. As a matter of fact, the last time I had any alcohol at all was when my mom passed away a couple years ago, because I don't generally like the effects. But I tell you, we came home from the surgeon and I had a full shot of Goldschlager, because I am freaked the F out. I am so scared. And I'm not even trying. I'm not working today. So I was just like, you know what? It's time to drink. My dog's in surgery. It's freaking me out. Anyway, so the surgeon seemed really positive about the whole experience. I feel good about that. And I was excited to find out that there was a rehab place that had a pool that was actually in my town, which I'm amazed at. And there's a couple others, but none of them are really close. So I hope that the one that's in my town is still open with COVID restrictions and they haven't stopped. Now, as you guys know, this type of injury is much more serious in a dog than a human. In a human, it's the equivalent of tearing your ACL. But because you can't reason with a dog, it's tough to tell them, to just chill and not be crazy about it. And the thing with Zeus is he's such a drivey dog that every time you give him a pain pill because he's in terrible pain, then he feels better. And then he's like, oh, I can go twice as hard because now I'm not in pain. I'm like, no, it's sometimes the lack of ability to communicate with animals is so frustrating. I'm like, and they communicate very well, but not as well as you would need to be like, hey, brother, you need to chill the F out so that I can kind of get you better and we can get you back to doing what you love. Now, thankfully, Zeus really likes swimming. So I'm hoping that in terms of the swimming, that will be a good rehab for him. Yes, thank you very much. I do hope to control his activities as best I can. He's not very good about that. But we're going to do our best. We're going to keep him tethered to us and use the umbilical cord method, and that's going to be the best thing we can do. But the problem is that A, he's not going to like that. He's going to be unhappy, but that's one of the parental things you've got to do, is do things that are the right things to do, not necessarily the things that the dog wants you to do. But also, the other dogs don't understand that he can't play. And so they're constantly inviting him to play, like, yo, let's play. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, no, you can't do it. Anyway, so that's going on. I just wanted to pop on and give you guys a quick update because a lot of you have sent me messages and asked about Zeus and asked about the surgery. And we are nervous, fingers crossed, that everything goes well. And we're going to get a call from the surgeon. He is going to stay overnight with the surgeon, so we had to drop him off at 7:30 in the morning. And we will get him around 10:30 tomorrow and take him home for the long. So rehab is anywhere from 4 to 6 months. It depends. He has like a checkup in 2 weeks, then he has another checkup at a month, and then another checkup at like 2 months, and so on and so forth. And then it becomes, I think, 6 months. I think it goes from 2 to 6. It's a really, really long rehab, and it's really, really brutal. Now, if he was a different type of dog, say that he was a more chill breed, like, I don't know, a French bulldog or something like that, this would be nowhere near as difficult. Now, for those of you that are asking, his injury was completely self-generated. It's not genetic. What happens is Zeus likes to pirouette and run at the same time. So he'll do a circle, land down, lift up, do another circle, and he does that as he moves forward running. Well, he landed badly and tore the knee. And at first we thought it was just a sprain, and then it became clear when it didn't get any better and we took him to the vet that it was much more than a sprain. So the problem is there is no guarantee, even though we've spent, or will be spending about $10,000 to fix this problem with him, that he can't injure the other knee. So we're just going to have to try to see. We're just going to have to try to see. So he'll have a terrible scar. It's going to be a long, brutal rehab. But that's what's going on. Fingers crossed. We're praying that everything turns out well, that he ends up being okay, and that this fixes the problem. The surgeon was extremely confident that if we can get him through rehab without injuring it as he goes through rehab, that he won't even have a limp. It's such a successful surgery. And thankfully, we went to the most expensive, most experienced orthopedic surgeon in our area, who actually does all the orthopedic surgeries for the military and police dogs and the dogs that the CIA and the FBI use. So apparently this injury is actually fairly common in working dogs, which Zeus is a type of working dog. And so he has his international therapy, which is actually a tested skill, not just like some stupid credential that you get through the email or something like that. So hopefully it'll all go well. I'll keep you guys informed. And as always, I ask, if you really want to help the channel out, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I know I ask it repetitively, as does every small creator, but it does make a difference to the channel staying up and on and active, and I appreciate that because it exposes new people to the content. I hope you guys have a dogo-tastic day. Fingers crossed for Zeus. Love you guys. Ciao.